Tesla has pulled out. SpaceX is drifting away. And Elon Musk? He just threatened to sever every federal tie, then inked a quiet deal with the BRICS bloc. While Washington flounders with tariffs and subpoenas, Musk is offloading Starlink to India, plugging Tesla's AI into China's state power grid, and moving critical infrastructure out of America's reach. The Pentagon now sees him as a risk. The Treasury Department launched an investigation. Even Trump dismissed him as crazy. But what if this isn't rebellion? What if it's a calculated breakaway? That's the question. If Musk no longer answers to Washington, who does he answer to? Because the world's richest man just walked away from the table and took the future with him. On June 5th, 2025, Elon Musk publicly accused President Trump of ingratitude and threatened to terminate every federal partnership. This came just 3 days after Tesla stock tanked 14.3%, erasing $150 billion in value, according to Bloomberg. But this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment outburst. It was the climax of a long strategic decoupling. Tesla had already exited federal EV programs. SpaceX stopped collaborating with the Pentagon. Starlink quietly withdrew from military satellite reviews. No announcements, no press briefings, just systematic exits. On May 14th, Musk testified before Congress. If innovation is punished in the US, I'll take it to countries that still believe in it. Since then, he stopped prioritizing US interests altogether, realigning Tesla and SpaceX infrastructure to operate in regions where Washington has no leverage. According to the Wall Street Journal, federal agencies were blindsided by how quickly Musk pulled out. One Defense Department source said off the record, "We didn't lose Elon, we priced him out." So if this isn't retaliation, what is he building and where? After SpaceX denied Pentagon requests for override access to Starlink earlier this year, the US dropped SpaceX from 3 satellite contracts worth over $4 billion. Lockheed and Raytheon stepped in. Boeing took over a classified Pacific surveillance relay. Meanwhile, BRICS countries rushed in. South Africa, Brazil, and India all ramped up Starlink deployment. India pushed back hard during March negotiations with US officials, insisting Starlink's rollout was a domestic issue. By June, pilot coverage was live in 5 states, with full deployment set for the 4th quarter. Russia, too, is signaling interest. Leaked procurement requests referenced non-state satellite providers with military-grade capabilities. Analysts say it's a quiet call to Musk's team. As one Rand Corporation analyst told Bloomberg, Starlink isn't leaving defense, it's just changing flags. But if the Pentagon no longer controls these satellites, who decides where they orbit? Following expanded EV tariffs in March, Tesla pulled out of all US-funded corridor projects and grant programs. Instead, they funneled $2.3 billion into a Brazilian infrastructure deal that includes a nationwide charging network and battery R&D labs. None of it subject to US oversight. Tesla also restructured key supply chains through South Africa and Malaysia, avoiding compliance delays tied to US trade laws. Bloomberg Intelligence reports that Tesla cut US exposure by 38% in Q2 alone. This isn't protest, it's a parallel system. One senior Tesla executive described it as a firewall against policy whiplash. Musk is building a logistics network designed to function entirely outside of Washington's reach. And it's not just about geography. Look at what's happening inside China's power grid. In May, Chinese regulators in Guangdong approved Tesla's Autobidder AI to help manage municipal energy distribution. Originally built to optimize electric vehicle fleets, the system is now controlling industrial-scale power flows. Quietly. No Tesla logos. No press coverage. Just back-end integration. While US tech firms like Nvidia and Google were blocked under 2024's tightened export controls, Tesla's system slipped through, filed as a commercial, non-vehicle energy tool. Treasury has now launched a review, but Musk's legal team insists the software isn't subject to export restrictions. Still, analysts say this isn't about licensing, it's about sovereignty. Musk just embedded US-built code in China's energy backbone, and China may just be the beginning. Back in 2020, SpaceX was central to America's defense modernization. By mid-2025, the US has shut it out. Meanwhile, BRICS nations are fast-tracking Starlink access without DC's approval. Brazil signed a $1.1 billion education broadband deal. South Africa listed Starlink among emergency network providers. India is coordinating Starlink integration across continents. These aren't just tech partnerships. These are national infrastructure deals with zero US oversight. And that raises the core question. If Musk isn't answering to the US, and he isn't pledging loyalty anywhere else, then who controls the world's most powerful civilian tech network? On May 29th, the US Treasury launched a formal review into whether Tesla's AI energy tools, now active in China, Brazil, and South Africa, qualify as dual-use technology under 2025 rules. This includes auto bidder and grid optimization software embedded in foreign state utilities. Musk's team claims the tools are commercially benign, but sources say the Treasury is treating this as a landmark case, one that could define how and where US-developed AI can operate abroad without government clearance. It's not just a trade issue, it's about redrawing the line between national security and private tech autonomy. And yet, while Washington sounds alarms, other governments are quietly cutting ties too. By June, Musk's companies were dropped from 2 of the US government's top advisory groups. Tesla was removed from the Federal EV Infrastructure Forum. xAI was cut from the National AI Strategy Group. Amazon, Microsoft, and Anthropic took their place. Officials cited Musk's unpredictable foreign deals, especially in satellite and energy infrastructure. This came just after SpaceX denied Pentagon override access to Starlink, and Tesla finalized its unregulated Brazil charging network. Musk's response? If DC wants control, it can build its own infrastructure. We'll build where we're needed. As one Bloomberg tech correspondent put it, this marks a shift from quiet decoupling to deliberate sidelining. And while America distances itself, its allies are getting nervous. Germany, Japan, and Australia are all re-evaluating their exposure to Starlink, worried about operational control during crises. Germany is investigating Starlink's refusal to follow NATO contingency protocols. Japan delayed national approval due to unclear wartime governance. Australia issued defense warnings about Musk's previous Starlink deactivations near Gaza and Crimea. These aren't theoretical risks. Starlink is now embedded in emergency services, surveillance, and broadband across defense zones. A NATO advisor called it a strategic asset without a chain of command. And yet, no one's banning it. Because despite the risks, Starlink still outperforms every legacy system on speed, uptime, and cost. So why is China going in the opposite direction, handing Musk the keys to scale? In a surprise move, Chinese regulators cleared Tesla to expand its Shanghai Gigafactory and deploy AI-powered fleet tools across the country, just 2 weeks after the US finalized its EV tariffs. Tesla secured land for new battery lines and got data privileges that even Chinese companies struggle to win. Officials also confirmed a joint public-private EV research lab in Hefei, with subsidies to cushion Tesla's US pullback. While most US companies are retreating from China, Tesla is digging in. As of 2025, it's the only major American tech firm expanding inside China's core industrial systems. To Beijing, Musk isn't a geopolitical actor, he's a transactional one. And as one Asia-Pacific analyst put it, China doesn't need to control Musk, it just needs to let him move. So the real question now isn't whether Musk still needs America, it's whether America can afford what comes next. This isn't a policy dispute. It's a geopolitical custody battle over the most influential technologist on Earth and the vast infrastructure he controls. By mid-2025, Musk isn't just pulling away from US regulation, he's engineering around it. Tesla's AI is powering China's grid. Starlink is online in Brazil, India, and South Africa, outside Pentagon command. SpaceX's launch schedule is 40% international. And xAI is training models in UAE data centers. Washington is scrambling to catch up, trying to replace Musk in strategy circles and investigate the very systems it once helped fund. This is what it looks like to lose leverage. Not because Musk declared war, but because he decided America punishes innovation. So here's the final question. Has the US just lost the one technologist it couldn't afford to lose? Or has Musk built a playbook that rivals and startups around the world are now racing to copy? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Torchpoint.